Hey, good morning, Chris here, welcome back to the Rural Project. So as you can see, it is one foggy day here today. Now the fog is just slowly starting to lift. Got a bit of chainsaw work going on today, so if this fog doesn't lift, it'll be, never mind gorillas in the mist, chainsaws in the mist. So all you'll hear is the sound of the chainsaw. You won't be able to see a thing, but now we'll see how we go. Before I actually get started with the chainsaw work, a little bit of work to do on the driveway. So as you can see here, we've got class 4 all the way down on this driveway. The issue that I'm having is sort of the way we get a little bit of runoff. So this section here is just mud. There's no class 4 rock on it. So what I'm getting mud running down here, or water running down here, gathering the mud, and then it's kind of spoiling the class 4. So that rock's got a little bit of mud and dirt on the top, and obviously over time it just keeps getting worse and worse. So what I did this morning on the way in, came in with the trailer and got half a cubic metre of class 4. So I'll stick some of that on the driveway. It's certainly not enough to fix this problem properly, but it'll go a long way towards solving it over the next few months. Now, I was here yesterday and didn't do much videoing because it was just raining all day. I did do a little bit of work. Took the excavator down the hill to the corner where I was working the other week and dragged up some of those dead trees that were laid on the floor. And we got to work on those, booking them to length and working my way through them with the axe, and I'll get these ones moved this morning. We've got a full row booked to length and split there. As you can see, that is all stringy bark. So stringy bark, also known as messmate, I think it's one of the same thing. It's not the longest burning wood, but it burns well once it's dry. I like it, don't have any issues with it. But again, I'll burn anything if it's dry. So beggars can't be choosers. I burn what I can get on here. I'm not picky about what wood I use. We'll carry on down the hill here. Found a kangaroo skull. I've spotted that before, but then saying that I have found bones and other bones in this area, so yeah, obviously if there's bones, there's going to be a skull somewhere. So what I did yesterday is grabbed a couple of logs that were laid in that area and booked them to length. The tree was actually sat through this fork. And then what I'm also going to do, this big black burnt dead tree, we will be bringing that one down today, and whatever else in the distance there, mostly that tree as well will come down. But we'll do all of that once I've got this driveway done, so I'll bring you back hopefully half an hour. I'll have the drive done, and then we'll get the gear out here and we'll have a little bit of fun. And there we go, that's what half a cubic metre just spread very thinly we'll do on the driveway. And now it's time for a little bit of stacking and tidy up. So I'll grab all the pieces behind me that are already split, throw them into this area and then stack them, and then once that's done we'll know exactly how much I still need to split to fill this little wood store up. So there's one complete row to go, about a cubic, no, more than a cubic metre, a cubic and a half. Right, let's get the time lapse going in 3, 2, 1, go. Didn't take long, and it's certainly warmed me up now. You can see the fog has totally lifted. This wood store is not filled. So I've still got some rounds there that I'm going to split. So I'll get the axe into them, get the Fiskars X27 onto it all, get that split, get it stacked, and then we'll see where we finish. So as I mentioned, this stuff is stringy bark or messmate, very easy splitting. not like some of the other stuff we get into here. So we'll show you how easy that is. As you can see, it splits very easy, nice straight grain, and you can see there all the lines of growth. Huge amounts of pitch or sap in these trees. Some of the bigger ones, when you cut them, it actually runs out in actual. You can imagine when that's liquid, how thick that is. It actually runs out like it's bleeding. Okay, there is one full wood stack. As you can see, I've wrapped the tin sheet around the edge. Put a bit of a slope on, so it's sloping downhill. So hopefully that will keep it nice and dry. Right, well, that certainly got me warmed up. Right, the next job. So the next job that I want to do is get the chainsaw out and go drop a tree. But in the interest of my own little personal promise of not to start the next job until I finish the first one, I really need to clean all this up. So all the mess on the floor here, need to get it all raked up and tidied up here. Otherwise, it's going to look rubbish for a long time. I don't need to come back and work in this area at all now. This wood stack's complete. And yes, you can tell I'm not too pleased about that, but like, I need to get it done, otherwise I end up with lots of nice and pleasant jobs completed, and then I end up with all these rubbish jobs to do, and just can't find the motivation. So before I start the next good job, let's get this crappy one done. I'll bring a rake down. We'll grab all of these offcuts of the root ball and bits and pieces and the cookies and that don't work as firewood. I'll get all those moved out of the way, get the rake the area clear, get rid of all the debris, and then we'll start with some interesting work. Obviously I will not video this because I don't have the will to video it, because I don't really have the will to to actually do it, but I've got to get it done. Right, I'll bring you back later. Actually, I've had a bit of a rethink. So if I've got to do it, you guys got to watch it. So if you see that button that shows straight below me, that's the no skip feature on YouTube, so you can't fast forward this anymore. So you've got to watch me painstakingly clean this area, and I'm going to do it in slow motion just for fun. Nah, only kidding. Raking hand. I'll see you guys later. Okay, I'm done with the tidy up. A quick fly through here. Much better. So the grass will come through here now, with all of the debris and rubbish removed. By spring, I'll be covered in grass. You won't even know I've been here. Right, let's go do some fun things. Bring you back once I'm set up to drop this big tree. Okay, so I've got myself and the gear to the tree that I want to knock down, and then just assessing the we call it the work site, just assessing the area where I'm going to be working now. It is busy and congested with a lot of deadfall. So you can see here, so this is a big tree that's been dead and down for a long time. There's a couple of branches that have somehow, two have fallen and managed to hook each other have managed to hook into each other in the fork of the tree. Now the tree, the branch on the right, or the trunk on the right, that is a natural fall to the right, so that's good, and it's actually got more branches when you look up there. A beautiful day today, and it's so steep I can't keep my foot in. Yeah, when you look up there, there's a natural fall off to the right, which is perfect for me. But what I'm going to have to do, we'll get the chainsaw in here, we'll clear some of this debris around the floor, clear some of those branches that are stuck in the fork, and just make ourselves a little bit of a safer area. And I'll bring you guys back once I've done that, because yeah, it's just a lot of chopping and moving, and then we'll get this bad boy down. Right, let's go take that tree down, see how it goes. It should fall over that way. There's a chance that you guys are going to get smacked with a branch, but I doubt it. There's not that many branches up there, and so it should go over in that direction and miss you. But it'll be a close call, and hopefully it'll be a good video. Right, let's get this tree marked out, let's get it cut, and get it safely on the ground. Okay, I've got this whole area cleared now. So as you can see, there were trees all the way through there. I've got all the big stuff out of the way. Cleared as much as I can behind the tree. Still looks a bit messy, but it is 10 times better than it was. So as you can see, we'll be doing the cut on the right hand fork first, and it should drop directly there, straight down the middle of that camera lens. Right, let's get this cut and get it safely on the ground. There's going to have to be a cut pretty high, which makes it difficult when they're on the other side cutting. But obviously, you know, the way the fork is, I need to be cutting on the top half of this fork. Wow. So it's bloody difficult doing this on such steep ground. Obviously when I'm on this side, I'm stood here, that is 6 feet high off the floor. That face, so I was cutting sort of above my head, which makes it really difficult. So look, it went down, it got down on the ground safely. It landed pretty much where I was expecting it to, although it was a little bit further to the right as you look now than I was hoping for. and I think that was because when I was doing the felling cut, the back cut, I ended up with the chainsaw at too much of that sort of angle, which meant there was a lot of holding wood here, which as it wanted to go, it was holding this side and therefore pulling it up the hill. I think that was just one of those things when you sort of stood on really uneven ground. Once I was so far through, I just needed to finish it. It was going in the right direction, just not perfect. If you can see that big divot in the ground, that's where the wedge got pounded in. Or what was left of the scarf cut. And we can see this a little bit better on here. So I'm a bit too far in with my scarf cut. Should have been more like a third, so I should have stopped somewhere about here, which is where I got to with the horizontal cut. But the angled cut was too deep, so I had to sort of carried that on. But I knew I wasn't going to be going over halfway, and I also knew that mass there was quite a growth. So if you kind of take that away, this is the core of the tree. So I knew that was okay to do that, but you can see down here the width of the hinge versus the width of the hinge there. Like I say, once I started cutting, I saw it start to move. I just kept going. Alright, that's pretty awesome. Let's get the other one down and then bring the excavator down and we'll start dragging some of these along. It's creaking and groaning. Oh, I can't believe it's still holding on. Oh, she's started to crack down the middle there. Right, one more pound and then we'll step back for a bit. Woohoo! Holy cow! Wow. Right, well that came down with quite a pound. That was awesome, because that is a big fall. Look at where the stump landed. Because that's such a steep hill, that thing flew. Right. Well, that was much better. See, there's a good hinge on that. At a third of the way through, just over a third of the way through, and then pounded. Yeah, much happier with that one. That's a much better fell. That. Right, I'm going to tidy up this stump, and then I'll decide what to do for the rest of the day. I reckon in my face it's covered in dust. That last little cut there, dust and chips went everywhere, right upside the inside of the face mask, face shield. Right, we got that stump just taken down. I've left it long. Because I'm thinking this is a big solid piece, even though it's been dead for a lot of years. Big solid piece. I've got a lot of trees to winch up that hill. A lot of those trees that you can see off in the distance, they all need all the dead ones. I want to drop them and drag them up this hill. I do plan on using that one as the base for the winch. But anyway, I'm going to leave this stump tall just in case I want to use this as well. It's quite a bit higher up the hill, but then the trees and what have you will be here, and the closest I'm going to get the excavator is there. So we'll work that out as we get going. So if you enjoyed this stuff, don't forget to click like, don't forget to click subscribe, and then you'll get a notification every time I release a video, and you can become one of my regular watchers. Right, well, thanks for watching. Stay tuned, and I will see you on the next one.